Hey, beautiful Rovers, I'm gonna need you to lock in for this one, because today's leaks are absolutely game-changing. Cartethyia's full kit, sequences, and even her signature weapon just dropped. And trust me, she's looking way more cracked than we expected. Oh, and before we jump in, we're holding a monthly pass giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe and check pinned comment for details. First up, Cartethyia's signature weapon just got leaked. And we're looking at 500 base attack and a massive 72% crit damage as its main stats, which is already cracked. But the passive? This one's wild. We get plus 16% damage from Aero Erosion, and every time we hit an enemy with Aero Erosion, our Resonance Liberation damage increases by 10%, stacking up to 4 times. That's a 40% damage boost just from using her skills. But here's the insane part. With full arrow stacks, it ignores 20% of the enemy's defense for 14 seconds, and this refreshes every time you reactivate it. Honestly, the only thing holding this back might be the low base attack, but that might be compensated by higher crit stats like we're already seeing. This sword is made to boost her scaling, and it fits Cartethyia's mechanics perfectly. Now let's jump into the main kit, and yeah, it's deep. Cartethia swaps between 2 distinct forms, her regular state and her Fleurdeylis form, and both feel completely different to play. In her base form, she uses a 4-stage basic attack combo that's all about generating energy fast. But once she transforms into Fleurdeylis, it's a whole other level. She gets a 6-stage basic attack chain, and on every 4th hit, she detonates an Aero Erosion stack, dealing huge AoE damage and gaining 1 stack of her Forte circuit. This should be her core rotation: stack, explode, and repeat. Her resonance skill is no joke either. In Cartethia form, we get a short AoE burst, simple, quick, and clean. In Fleurdeylis, her skill consumes 2 Aero Erosion stacks, dealing massive AoE damage and generating another stack of her Forte. That's pure synergy. Her Resonance Liberation also transforms depending on the form. Cartethyia's ult stuns enemies and shifts you into Fleurdeylis instantly. While in that form, her ult becomes a stylish airborne pull followed by a brutal diving attack that resets her to Cartethia again. It's literally a tag team combo with herself. Next up is her Forte circuit, and this is where things get juicy. We build stacks through normal attacks, resonance skill, and intro-outro swaps. And once we hit 4 stacks in Fleurdeylis form, we unlock a massive guaranteed crit AoE slash. It detonates arrow stacks up to 3 times in a huge area, making it one of the strongest burst moments we've seen so far, possibly with a unique animation similar to Jinxi's enhanced resonance skill. And speaking of burst, Cartethyia's base form outro converts all arrow stacks into a fixed 60% crit damage effect, scaling with her own crit damage stats. Meanwhile, her Fleurdeylis outro detonates all stacks as massive AoE Resonance Liberation damage. That's utility, support, and damage, off-field and on-field. Now let's move on to her sequences, and oh my god, they turn her from strong to totally unfair. S1 gives a flat 80% damage bonus to Fleurdeylis' Resonance Liberation. That alone is massive, especially for just 1 copy. S2 allows her to ignore 20% of the enemy's arrow resistance, which basically translates into a 60% arrow damage boost. That's like equipping 2 extra 3-cost echoes. S3 and S4 further boost her synergy with arrow stacks and ramp up her damage scaling even more, while S5 improves her energy regen by a big margin, so we'll be firing off ults way more often. As for her S6, it just deletes the meta. It activates all arrow stacks in a huge AoE, adds 4% Aero Erosion multiplier per stack, and gives a 260% crit damage progression bonus. Literal final boss energy. At S2 alone, she's already looking like one of the strongest DPS options in the game. By S6, she's built like a monster. The 80% Liberation multiplier is literally a permanent elusive realm token. And Resistance Shred on top? It's actually unreal. Now, of course, take everything with a grain of salt. These are still early leaks, and while they're said to come from insider info, nothing is 100% confirmed yet. But if even half of this is true, Cartethia, Sayakona, and Aero Rover in a team might just break the game. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss out on future updates. Until next time, happy exploring and may your pulls be blessed.